Hello again. Good morning. It's good to be here again with you all as Women's Corner with Rose Blossom. I'm here to give you everything interesting when it comes to a woman. Here we talk about women empowerment, development, when it comes to entrepreneur, business persons, professionals, however it stands with women. We are here to discuss that. When it even comes to life, we're also here. But you should know, without men, we definitely might not have the existence of women. So we're here to also talk about some angle where men can actually be influential when it comes to a woman's stance in the society. So today is going to be interesting because we're talking about the real definition of beauty. You know, from a man perspective, there's what they call beauty. And from a woman perspective, our standing with everything that happens, the body change, you know, we do makeup, you know, some people are slim, some people are on the big side. You know, what exactly is beauty? And we have guests joining in from different parts of the world to talk about the real definition of beauty. But before we go into what we have today, our live guest is on his way. Of course, he's a male, and he has to be the one to talk from the man standing points, what they see that makes them say this woman is beautiful. But he's still on his way due to traffic. He'll be joining us very soon. But yet, we'll start with our Zoom guest. But let's go on a short break, and when we come back, we will be talking about the real definition of beauty. Welcome back. It's Women's Corner with Rose Blossom. I'm excited today because all the way from Canada, we have Titi Borire. She's an entrepreneur and a makeup artist who is deeply passionate about beauty and style. Okay, she specializes in not only creating stunning looks, but also in promoting a healthy lifestyle, from offering styling tips and product reviews to providing shopping recommendations that align with wellness and beauty. Titi, it's good to have you. How are you feeling today? How's the weather over there?
It's good.
So
Yeah.
Titi is joining us live from Canada, and it's exciting to have her here. And also we have Naomi Oba. Naomi Oba is an entrepreneur. She's a businesswoman. She's everywhere you want her to be. She's also a presenter, a media personality, a customer service relation personnel. Naomi Oba, it's good to have you. How are you feeling today?
Thank you. I'm feeling great, excited, and good to be here too.
Thank you so much for joining in. So first, I'm just going to start with
Thank
this
you.
question. In your own definition, Naomi, what is beauty? Before we ask Titi, which of course that is a specialty, for you, what is beauty? What would you define as beauty when it comes to a woman?
Speak basically from my perspective. Beauty is specifically for me the combination of quality and values. So when we talk about quality, qualities are things that you acquire. It's not just things you have been able to gather over time, that you've been able to make to build up yourself, is one thing I see as beauty. And the second part is the value you can give out. It's not all about acquiring things, but also about giving out what you have acquired. So if you have really not, if you have been able to acquire qualities and you are not able, you don't have the ability to give out values, it means your beauty is incomplete. So of course we have the physical appearance, which can as well be attractive, but in combination of it, even in the aspect of your physical beauty, like what you are made up of, your facial expression or your facial look, you definitely these are things that have been acquired. But how do you give out your beauty? What are the values you give out for this beauty? Is it just about know that I'm beautiful, I look nice, I smell nice, I have this package, I have that package is not enough. So I see beauty as the combination of qualities acquired and the values you can give. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Naomi. Okay, so Titi, our professional makeup artist, I want to ask you this question. Now, I'm not going to ask you what is the real definition of beauty, because let's just go with what Naomi said. Both the inner and the outward part is what makes you beautiful. Now, let's talk about the outward part as a makeup artist. What is your take about people looking at themselves and saying, I want to go for a cosmetic surgery? I want to, do the BBL. I want to reduce this. I want to reduce that. Do you actually think that that thing is part of what makes them beautiful, or there's something that we are not really understanding why people actually go into these surgeries?
Naomi had just said, and to answer what she also had of what we are, is the full acceptance of who we are as a person too. So for those trying to acquire BBL, trying to go for different and cosmetic surgery, I think it's just an acceptance of who they are and who they want to become. So it depends on people's personality, on how they think they want to look, how they think they want to be seen, how they think they want to be attractive, So it's just the acceptance of who we are and accepting what beauty really is to
Really is.
each individual.
Okay, so that brings me to the question of what physical qualities makes a person, makes a woman beautiful, like pretty, like when she passes, and you just the physical attributes. What are those things that you think, okay, is it the eyes, the lips, the mouth? What are those things that we see, or you think men see, and they say, oh, this lady is pretty?
I won't really know, but to my own understanding, I
Yeah.
would, I would, physical or not. If for some people it could be the facial structure, for some people it's the body shape. Some people are not concerned about the facial structure. Some people are concerned about the body. Some people are concerned about the figure. Some people are concerned about the front, having a flat tummy. So I think it's just different perception for different people.
Okay. I heard the flat tummy part. Please, thank you very much. Anyways, let's move on. I'm going to ask this one. I'm going to ask Naomi this. So, what internal qualities makes a person beautiful? Naomi, are you there? What qualities, internal
Yes,
qualities, do
I
you
am.
see? Okay, and makes the
Okay.
person beautiful. Yeah.
Looking at your internet qualities, one thing I look at basically is a skill. I believe this is a women's corner, and let's look at it from basically from the women. Every woman has to be skillful. Of course, we say everybody needs to be skillful, but because we are talking about the female gender now, so let's look at that aspect. A woman who is not skillful, to me, I believe it's an incomplete beauty, because your skill is not basically about, let me say, we have different skills, though. So it depends on the skills you have chosen to acquire. So from your inner person, your beauty should start with what you can give to the society, the skill you have acquired that you can give out. It's a beautiful thing from my own understanding.
Okay, all right. So I want to ask another side to this inner beauty. A lot of people believe, when she's kind, when she's gentle, when she's subtle, she knows how to smile. She might not have, like, Titi said, there's some people feel the facial structure makes you pretty. Now, we have some women that might not have that perfect facial structure, but when you look at the attributes from the inner part of them, it makes them so beautiful. You just want to be close to them. You want to be friendly with them. Do you think that men actually see that part of, I mean men now, do you think that's what they look for in beauty? Or they just want to see the everything well arranged, all packaged, on standby? Or do you think they really, really need to start checking what is within? What's your take?
Okay, now I will say this. I, if I say that the smile, the kindness, the oral, the charisma. Everybody definitely have all this. We definitely all have it. But the question is, like one question that men usually ask lately is, as a woman, what do you bring to the table?
To the table.
It's not about what, yes, it's not about what you, maybe bringing food to the table or contributing to the house expenses or giving out this or that. But at what point can your smile last when there is trouble? At what point? At what point? When, like, it can't be all rosy. Life is not a bed of roses. So when some circumstances come, when your smile solve the problem, it's something every woman should ask. So at least one thing, and another thing is, as a woman, we should understand that we are created to multiply. So if you cannot multiply what, that is a skill. If you cannot multiply whatever a man have or is able to offer you, then I tell you, you're not ready. I'm not sure you are even up to the level of being defined to be beautiful. It's not about what let me say, that's from the inner perspective I'm saying now.
Yeah.
So looking at what you can multiply, what you can stand up for, what you can give. That was why I initially defined it as the value you are able to give. Yes, you have acquired all of these things, and because of what you have acquired, you did makeup, you have the body shape, you have everything, which is not wrong though. But at the end of it, what value can you bring out of that beauty, your physical expression? What value can you give to your man? So if you are unable to give value, or you cannot give that skill of solving problems or multiplying whatever is on the table, then I'm not saying that as a complete beauty.
Wow, this is deep. This is just, I didn't even expect you coming from this angle at all. You know, a lot of people still, you know, they still have a problem with what you bring to the table and all of that. Titi is smiling. Please, I want to see Titi's face on the screen. So, because you know, this is another angle a lot of people have problem with. They said, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? And now you just said something. Women are meant to multiply. Can your smile last that long enough for you to be able to manage whatever situation you find yourself in? So that brings me, Titi, now from another angle. Let's look at, people say beauty is only skin deep. Some say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. How true is that statement, and how deep do you think that statement means?
As it's been said, what's it called? Everything God created is beautiful. So if you take yourself to be beautiful, just know that you're beautiful. Naomi has said, it goes more, I think it goes both hand in hand. I want to believe people want to buy in with your perspective. I'm not saying this is wrong, but in the society that we have now, it takes a whole lot to want to put in those qualities, like you said. So it takes a whole lot from a woman, from a lady, to be able to combine, you know, the two together with what is going on in the society right now. Yes, everything goes hand in hand, yeah, but like Blossom just said, like I said earlier too, whatever everything God created is beautiful. If you see yourself as being beautiful, just accept that you're beautiful. Then you now have to like work towards it. You have to know that at the back of your mind that yes, I am beautiful, and you know, and try to do everything. If it's beauty is wild, it's wild. It goes well with your skincare, it goes well with makeup, it goes well with appearance, it goes well with wellness, what we take in, you know, everything is broad on its own. So all these things, there are steps to also make yourself, you know, to accept that you're beautiful.
Okay, I totally agree with you.
Yes.
Which brings me, let's now talk about, we know the trending thing now. We have a lot of people coming out on Instagram, social media. Let me just use social media. Some will say Now, big tummy I get, I no kill person. Some will say, yes, I don't have the back part, I have just the front. Some will say, I don't have the front, I have the back, and all of that. Now, you as a beauty person and you knowing so much about the body and the skin, what would you say to women that feel so, how will I say, they are not so sure of themselves because of their stature? Like you as a makeup artist, you've seen some people who come and meet you and tell you, see, this eyebrow has one problem, so you have to help me. So how do you make them beautiful? What would you tell them so they can actually boldly carry, if it's big tummy, carry your big tummy. If there's something you want to do about it, do about it. You understand? Just love yourself. So what would you, what advice will you give to these people?
Like I said earlier, everything God created is beautiful. So it depends on how you take yourself. It depends on how you want to accept it between yourself that I am beautiful and I have to look good and I have to like come out and know that I am attractive enough. Things I say to such people is they have to accept themselves for who they are. If it's big tummy that you have, yeah, I have na big belly I get, I no keep pressing. You know,
Yeah.
work on it. If you can work on it, work on it. There are clothes that suit big to cover your big tummy. I'm not saying you should be proudly for instance, in my own case, if I see that I'm hardening up, I begin to wear free clothes. Okay, and that free clothes, obviously you would lose guard and you won't be able to cushion yourself. So then you have to try, I have to try wearing some fitted clothes to make sure that put me in shape, that okay, your tummy is coming out, you need to work on it. So you know, you just have to like work on it. There, yeah, what's it called, there are things, there are clothes that you can wear, like I said, for you to be able to cover your shape. You know, accept if it's big tummy, if you know that we all have what's it called, our concerns. We all have our concerns in terms of our body. Some of us, we are not, if it's like you said, if it's eyebrow that might be giving us issue, if it's tummy, if it's flat ass, you know, there is bum pad. I'm not encouraging all of this. I'm not encouraging all of this, but there are ways, if you know you want to go out there and look good and look presentable, there are ways that I feel one can walk around it. But I would say in moderation. In my own case, I believe in moderation. Too much of everything is actually bad. So I'll say everything has to be in moderation. And you have to know within yourself that I am good enough, I am beautiful, and there are things that one can do to just, you know, cover up one's flaws and to make one look more attractive if you want to.
Okay, one more question before I let you go. Now, you know, ladies, we don't like to see acne, pimple, rashes, eczema on our faces, on our skin. What is the to-go response for somebody that just want to, would I say maintain or just have a healthy facial skin? Because a lot of people make this mistake. I've heard a lot of people saying they use their sponges on their face, some use the same cream on their body for their face and all of that. What is the one thing that you give, you advise people, especially those that have their makeup on every day, or at least in a week they have a makeup on for a day? How do you think they should go about their face? Just a normal daily, not too expensive, moderate routine to make sure that the face is in good shape and structure.
First thing I'm going to ask the person is, are you, what's your skincare routine like? You know, what's your skincare routine like? What product does this person use? Like you said, everybody has of their own concerns. Mine, it could be, for me, for people think I have a clear face, but in my own case, sometimes I think I have a sunburn, what's it called? But it's a birthmark, but more like a sunburn. But
Someone.
then, we have dermatologists. We have, if you can afford a dermatologist. But for everyday skincare that you think it's not expensive, you have to, like you said, you don't have to body sponge for your face. You have to use a different product for your face. If it's acne, there are acne products. If it's hyperpigmentation, there are hyperpigmentation products. If it's just a clear skin, there are also those products for it. But basically, you have to make sure you cleanse your face well. You have to use a serum, an active serum for each of your concerns. You have to use a moisturizer, and you have to use an SPF, which is really important.
Okay, Naomi, I hope you're still there. Naomi, Okay, great. Now we heard everything that Titi had said and about beauty, about skincare and everything. Now my last question to you before of course you'll be sharing some of your amazing, interesting stories for us. I want to ask you this question. Have you ever come across a situation whereby a lady like you or a friend had a problem with being confident in herself that she's beautiful? Have you ever encountered such? And if you have encountered such where you had to keep on talking to her and encouraging her, can you just share a little bit of the detail of what made her feel so less of herself, and what was the thing that you had to do to her to giddy up herself and come back on her feet and say, yes, I'm beautiful and I can do this? Can you please share?
Okay. Thank you so much for this question. While you were talking about this, I actually remembered one of my friends. She's a childhood friend, and at a point, she's this person. She has the backside. From childhood. She had the backside, and I was pretty skinny back then in my secondary school, and but I had the front side more than her. And at a point when we were in higher institution, I don't know, we make jest of ourselves, like we yab ourselves very well. Let me borrow that language. So when she talk about me being skinny, I don't have a backside, and I tell her that at least I have the front to complement that. So she felt intimidated with me talking about how nutritious that part is than the backside she has. So my friend actually went on with some injections, some treatments for
Oh, wow.
enlargement. I was like, hey babes, it was remaining one medication for her to complete the dosage when she could no longer carry herself. Like she felt so heavy, and I tell you, it was funny. And her man was even complaining. Then she now confessed to me. I was like, why? She said, because I always talk about how mine is. I said, but you also talk to me with your own backside. So we were only joking. So I have to talk her out of it and encourage her, please just maintain what you have. The last time I saw her, and I was like, oh babes, so when last did you do your enlargement, so-called enlargement? She said, no, I will try that again. So
Okay.
I was able to bring her to the term to um, accept who she is and live with what she is. You look amazing the way you are. As
You
much
are.
as the last time she saw me, she was like, but you're no longer skinny. So we are now even. You have both back and front, and me, I'm just backside. I said, please just maintain it like that. So I was able to talk her out of it, and we just play around it. I think just like what it said, everyone needs to accept themselves for who they are. Appreciate yourself most before you leave the house and expect someone to tell you how beautiful you are or how nice you look. I think you just need to look yourself in the mirror and just tell yourself, oh wow, I look really amazing. But if you see something that you feel that you can adjust, why not? You can do it.
Go on.
You go ahead with
Okay.
it.
Thank you very much for that one. And that brings me to saying, please, in as much as you're saying, you are big, you are, like you heard, some persons, you can take that joke. But so for some persons, they feel that joke is quite expensive. So mind the way you joke around people with their body structure, their shape, how they look, because now there's depression everywhere. It's with what is going on in Nigeria. We don't want to do that. So I think we should just keep telling ourselves, oh, you look good, you're beautiful, I like your top. You understand? Try to compliment yourself, ladies and men, married or not married. Try to compliment your woman however possible that you can. On this note, I want to say thank you to Titi. Naomi is still with us, of course, but I have to let Titi go because Titi had to wake up very early. She was like, oh, Blossom, you woke me up early today because they are 6 hours behind us in Canada. Titi, thank you so much for joining. Can we have Titi on the screen? I want to see her pretty face. Thank you so much for joining, Titi. Thank you. Can you still go back to sleep like this now? Will you still go back to sleep? All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So have a beautiful day then, Titi. All
Yeah,
right.
you too, person.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye. Okay, so Naomi is still here. Naomi is still with us. But before we continue with Naomi, we would like to go for a short break. And after that short break, we'll be watching beauty and fashion tips about glowing skin, letting your skin glow, because we talked about the definition of beauty. So here are just some little tips you can follow day in, day out to make sure you keep glowing as a woman. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Here are some tips to prepare you for healthy skin. Protect yourself from the sun. Use sunscreen. Seek shade. Wear protective clothing. Don't smoke. Treat your skin gently. Avoid strong soaps. Shave carefully. Moisturize dry skin. Eat a healthy diet. And manage stress. How to get glowing skin. Cleanse regularly. Exfoliate your skin. Hydrate and protect. Moisturize your skin regularly. Use shimmery lotion to boost glow. Eat antioxidant-rich foods, relieving stress. Factors that influence skin health: genetics, hormones, health conditions and medication, environment, and behavior. Foods for glowing skin and what to avoid: eat avocados, walnut, sweet potatoes, sunflower seeds, red or yellow bell peppers, tomatoes, soy, dark chocolate, green tea, red grapes, fresh fruits and vegetables, all grains, lean protein. Foods to avoid for glowing skin: alcohol, fried foods, processed sugar, dairy, and high salt foods.
Welcome back. Now, those are the beauty tips for glowing skin. You know, as yesterday, after showing the safety tips for heavy rain for drivers, and you know, you're in your house, you're going out, and I had some of my contact telling me, please be showing us more now. Why can't you just show us video of 1 minute? Let's see more of those things we need to avoid and do. So I'll try to increase the time for some of these tips so that you know you could get so much understanding and more knowledge of some things you need to do to help yourself. It is all part of safety tips. It's all part of the things our daily life we need to use to protect ourselves and get ourselves up. Okay, we're moving over to life stories, reality stories, sharing your stories, your successful stories, your struggling stories. But this time around, Naomi was like, when I chatted her up and I said, baby girl, can you share your success story? And she was like, yes, I'm going to. Please, I want to. I'm like, okay. So we still have Naomi on Zoom. And I'm so excited because Naomi is, I'm going to call her my girl. So yes, she's my girl. And she has been there. She is, should I use the word workaholic? She likes to work. She does not like to be idle. In fact, if you give her plenty things, she will do it. She'll say, Ma, is there more? Should I do more? So yes, Naomi, I would like you to share your story with us, how it all started. And I noticed you said you stayed in the north for a bit before you came to Lagos. And you know, when you shared your story, I was moved then when we just met. So I want some people to see that no matter the situation, be you a girl, because a lot of people feel like girls are not so very empowered. Girls, they can't do it. You know, sometimes yes, we have this thing of men who want to, you know, lay with you before they give you something or before they help you. There are a lot of stories like like that. But yours was different because you put your back into it and you did it. So we want to hear your story. I'm not going to interrupt you, so you have like about 5 minutes or more, depending. So let's hear your story. And please, we don't want tears though. We just, let's keep it simple and sharp. Okay, so yes, let me hear your story, please.
All right, and thank you so much. Like the way you
Yeah.
said you don't want tears, like I'm feeling emotional already. But okay, I will start with this. I was born and brought up in the north central part of the country, and I have, however, seen my mom work, and I have seen her as a role model, or I saw her as a role model. So I look at her. She's this person who doesn't take. She does not wait for something, for someone to give her something before she acquires her. She feels that whatever she has is for her. I think everyone needs to understand that, especially for a woman. You need to understand that what is yours. So you have to work it out. Now, over the years, let me say, while I was 4 or 5 years, I have always aspired to be a broadcaster and watching through TV. The only channel we have then, I watched, I don't know what they talk about. I was just 4 or 5 and just watching and watching. So I decided, I said, oh, wow, I just want to be a broadcaster. This is what I really want to be. But lo and behold, after my GSS 3, I have to choose the my choice of study, and I chose media. Was why? Why media? Of course, I have an accountant in the house. I need a doctor. I was like, oh wow, doctor, I don't have the strength for that. So I had no choice. Parents, children obey your parents in the Lord. Ephesians 6:1.
Hmm.
So I just needed to, okay, let me just go with what my parents want me to be. So I started the journey. A journey of 6 years in secondary school ended with 8 years. I had to try my best. I do this, I fail. I do this, I fail. But I was practicing in church where you need, children's Sundays, where we have to, they'll say, we need a broadcaster, come and read news. And I will be so excited. So I'll be there, I'll read news. Then I started building content during our youth Sundays. I'll build content, I'll group people. Okay, let's do it like this. It will be like a talk show. I'll do bring out topic of discussion. We do at the point in my SS 3, my second, okay, my 8th year in school, in secondary school, and after the church program, someone called my dad, what's your daughter studied again? And he said, she's in science department. I want her to be a pharmacist. And the man said, sir, please, you're wasting this girl's life. That was when I had finished writing my WAEC that day, at that time. That was when my dad called me and said, if it is the broadcasting you want to do, you can go for it. I was like, at when? After WAEC and writing NECO. So, but I still did not stop. I started practicing. I have my journal book where I do write up. I was writing. In my school, when I entered our institution, I was still studying science, but I did campus journalism, and we were there. We published and all of that. So I didn't give up, and I was glad my sister and my mom didn't discourage me. They encouraged me. You will say, I can't stand in front of I'm not a makeup person. So I don't stand in front of the mirror to start doing makeup. How do I look? All I do is to look at myself in the mirror and talk. I just want to talk. But I will look forward to that. But I think it was a fulfillment after 17 years of my dreaming of becoming a broadcaster that I had the opportunity. When I heard about Scatter, I was like, let me do this. I got there. I said, I'm not interested anymore. How will I be chasing something for over 10 years and I'm not able to achieve it? Let me just get a skill and go for fashion design. So let me do fashion design, and I got it. They said, we have a class for radio and TV. More, I put immediately. I just went, I started, and that was how it started with me. I volunteered for some online radio stations. I was doing some other things and all of that. So at that point, I started seeing myself, and I would even hear people organize concerts, and I would call them, please. If I don't have the number, I will look for the number to call. I would say, please, ma, I heard about your concert, and I know you have red carpets. Can I be your red carpet host? And they will ask me, how much should we pay you? I said, please, ma, transport. Sometimes I'll say, don't worry, let me confess. I will do this over. There's this joy and fulfillment I started having that, yes, I'm doing it. And sometimes someone called me and we need a presenter to make interviews, and I said, oh, well, glad, excited. So there's this joy doing what I do. Then I started training, all thanks to you. So I was also doing some other trainings, and recently I did diploma in media that I still want to go ahead. So that has been something that has kept me with my experience based on my career in media. And even till now, irrespective, everything I have acquired, I tried as much as possible to school in for it. Aside the media thing I do also, as a customer service, I remember the time of coronavirus where everybody had to stay in the house, and someone sent me a link that there is an online training for customer service. I said, I'm not the customer service somebody, so this is media. If it's not media, I said, why not do it? You might need it. Lo and behold, I started. And I think it was after the coronavirus thing, after 2 years, I acquired a certificate. The next thing I got a job to come be a front desk, and they said, no, don't call it front desk, call it customer care. I want you to be my customer care. And I was like, oh wow, that's nice. So we started. It was an automobile company though. When I started there, until when I left, I got another role as in a call center, a service provider, and that's where I also do that too. So we attend to customers online, and I could the recommendations from some customers. You understand where you feel that they are with you. They wish they can see you and appreciate you for how you have attended to them. And some people will tell you, "Wow, I love your voice. Are you a Nigerian?" I will say, of course I am. So that has also been there.
Naomi, I'll have to stop you there, because I know if I allow you, yeah, if I allow you, I know you'll keep talking. The most important thing I got was you did not let your dream crash. You didn't let that dream, that thing you were really looking out for, you didn't let it stop, despite waiting 17 years. But you still made sure you got what you wanted. You're not even added safe. You're not a customer care personnel, which is amazing. It's a different course entirely. It's so different from being a presenter or a media person. That is another professional job description on its own. Fabulous. You've done well for yourself. Thank you so much for that one. Thank you for sharing your story, and I hope you keep pushing your story out there for every young girl, so they could become a better someone in their tomorrow's future. And of course, Naomi will be present tomorrow live in our studio. This time around, she's coming as a guest, not coming to tell us her life story. So, but now we would like to go on a short break. But before we go for the short break, to have, our in-house guest just came around. I don't know how we can even still have him on the show, but, I don't want to throw time away. We might just give him a spot of 2 to 3 minutes. Let's just hear a man's angle of the real definition of beauty. But for now, I would like to let Naomi Oba go. Thank you so much, Naomi.
Thank you.
Have a fabulous day.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. And you too. Bye.
All right, so let's go on a short break, and of course while we go on that short break, we'll quickly have our guests come in so we can hear the male perspective of the real definition of beauty and what they see and what they call beauty. Let's take the short break and we'll be right back.
Here are some tips to prepare you for healthy skin. Protect yourself from the sun. Use sunscreen. Seek shade. Wear protective clothing. Don't smoke. Treat your skin gently. Avoid strong soaps. Shave carefully. Moisturize dry skin. Eat a healthy diet and manage stress. How to get glowing skin. Cleanse regularly. Exfoliate your skin. Hydrate and protect. Moisturize your skin regularly. Use shimmery lotion to boost glow. Eat antioxidant-rich foods, relieving stress. Factors that influence skin health: genetics, hormones, health conditions and medication, environment, and behavior. Foods for glowing skin and what to avoid: eat avocados, walnut, sweet potatoes, sunflower seeds, red or yellow bell peppers, tomatoes, soy, dark chocolate, green tea, red grapes, fresh fruits and vegetables, all grains, lean protein. Foods to avoid for glowing skin: alcohol, fried foods, processed sugar, dairy, and high salt foods.
All right, welcome back. It's good to see you again. It's the Women's Corner. Like I said, I have a male guest in the house. We've talked to the women, and they've told us that this is what it is. So yes, this time around we are going to hear from a male perspective what beauty is, the real definition of beauty. And we have Femi Chacha, a manual in the house. He's a writer, an author, a public speaker. You are plenty things. So let's not go further. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, and apologies for coming in late.
Yeah.
The traffic was really much.
Yeah, I understand. Of course, because of the rain back to back, Monday, Tuesday, so Wednesday was no different. Okay, so the first question is, when you see a woman, what is the thing that strikes you as beauty?
Okay. There's this adage that says that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I want to agree. And I think there are three basic things that shapes a man's perspective of a woman's beauty, and that is why what can be beautiful to me may probably not be beautiful to another man. And the first is exposure. A man's level of exposure defines what he looks out for in a woman. Second is, exposure is actually different from education. So a man's educational background plays another role in his definition of beauty. Then lastly, cultural or religious affiliation. There are quite a lot of people that are really culturally deep-rooted. It affects, to them, when a woman is extremely polite, she's beautiful. When a woman is extremely religious, that is beauty. So those three things shapes let me go back to the first one. I talked about exposure. A man that has traveled several countries, met several people, may not be swept off his feet by mundane things. It will really take a lot of hard work to really make him define someone as extremely beautiful.
When you say mundane, what are those mundane? Are you talking about just the physical?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, when you now look at the way the woman dresses, how expensive it is. Someone is highly exposed may not look at things from that perspective because he has probably seen it all, and all that doesn't really worth it for him. Okay, I talked about the educational experience. When a man has enough education, irrespective of how beautiful you are, if you cannot appeal to him intellectually, he may not see you as being beautiful. You can't hold a conversation. You're chatting and you are using all those abbreviations. So it just it's a turn off. It does not mean that lady is not beautiful to someone else. It's just the guy's educational background and how exposed he is. It helps him. I've seen guys that will actually begin to correct sentences while chatting a lady, because that is their definition of a beautiful woman. You're not on that same level intellectually. It's a turn off. And there are some people that, irrespective of their education, their exposure, once you're not culturally rooted, once you're not religiously sound, it's a turn off. So those three things, depending on who the man is, defines beauty of a woman.
Okay, now let me just ask one more question because of our time. The aspect of cosmetic surgery, we talked about that, and the women said that most times, most ladies go into this because they feel they are not so confident on themselves. They look at themselves and like, okay, let me solve this one problem, then I'll fit into the society of being a confident woman. What's your take on women? Because let me just go direct like this. I've seen people ask this question. If you see a woman that has BBL, all perfect shaped, extensions and all of that, and you see a woman who is just the way she is, no extra, maybe just a little touch of makeup, which one would you prefer, natural or the BBL?
I'll prefer a natural woman, and I'll tell you why. Probably, irrespective of how a lady tries to shape herself through surgery and the likes, it's a fact that after childbirth, so many things will change. And only a man that has a knowledge of how I want her to be beside me many years down the line will actually begin to look at a woman in that perspective. So left to me, the natural beauty is what you wake up to very early in the morning, the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. Surgery is not it. It's not it. And another thing again is that, you see, I think it's a lot of inferiority complex that makes women want to position themselves to be attractive to some kind of
men. So the inferiority complex, is it coming from the man or the woman? Like, is it coming from the male people?
It's coming from the woman. It's coming from the woman, because I've seen women who knows themselves and define themselves attract the kind of men that will love them for who they are. But when your definition of beauty and who you want to appeal to are those that wants to splash you cash, not those that are attracted to you for life, then you want to paint
everything
exactly to attract them, because it's for a season rather than marrying somebody for a reason.
This is where we'll close the curtain. Let's close the curtain here. He's just said something. He said a man that loves someone that is beautiful will want to marry for a reason and not for a season. Same thing with women also. So which is a very beautiful one, and that's your take home. If you want to do anything, let it be for a reason and not for a season. So at this point, I would like to say that'll be all for today. We're supposed to take our spotlight nugget, which is entertainment, but that will be for tomorrow. Thank you so much, Femi Chacha,
Thank you
coming on the show. It's been an amazing one. Thank you. And thank you everyone for joining Women's Corner today, 11 a.m. to 12 noon. Tomorrow is the same time. We're giving you fabulous content when it comes to women. My name is Rose Blossom. Bye for now.